here with Libby Langley. Libby is a marketing mindset coach and works primarily with midlife female business owners and solopreneurs to transform them from unsure social media users to marketing megastars. I love the megastars. Welcome, Libby.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about, I know you've been in business for a long time. Tell us a little bit about how you got started and what you do today.
Well, I've been in business for 10 years this year. My business started in December 2011. So yeah, I'm quite seasoned in terms of running a business. But I taught social media for a couple of years before I actually started up on my own. And it's funny how the world has changed, because then I did some Twitter courses and some Facebook courses, and it was like, you just put a post out and you made loads of money. Mm-hmm. And those days are long gone. So over the years, everything's changed enormously. And I've actually moved far more into the online world. Actually delivering stuff online rather than face-to-face and classroom-based teaching, which is, I used to work in education, so that's kind of the world that I came from.
Right.
But yeah, it's been an interesting ride, that's for sure.
And so now you still work with clients one-on-one as part of your business model?
Yeah, I do still work with clients one-to-one, but it's all done via Zoom. I don't meet anybody. I don't leave the house anymore.
Why? We don't need to. We can get everything to the door.
So yeah, I still work with clients one-to-one, and I have an online program as well. A membership coaching community as well now. But
yes. So let's talk about that in a minute. So and in terms of programs of mine that you've been a part of, you've been a student inside of Course Creator School and the Passive Project, right?
Yeah, I feel a bit like a super fan. Yes.
No, I love it. We love super fans and megastars around here. So can you take us back to why you decided to launch an online course, kind of what was happening in your business at that time, and why did you make that decision?
Yeah, well, I'd been kind of largely dissatisfied in my business for a while, to be honest, because I was doing a lot of corporate work. And whilst very lucrative, kind of not so much fun, it wasn't really where I wanted to be. And when the lockdown started in, I guess, March 2020, it gave me a bit of a time to reflect on what I was actually doing and admit that it didn't really suit me what I was doing. And so I thought, hang on a minute, what I really like doing is teaching people and seeing their eyes light up and helping them really kind of shift and move forward in their business. And so why don't I just do more of that? And that's, maybe do what I like doing. And so that's kind of where the idea came from. So I guess over the summer of 2020, all this was sinking in. And I took the step to end the relationship with one of my clients and it was a lot of money, multiple thousands of pounds each year that I was saying no to, but it had stopped making me happy. Mm-hmm. And that's where the idea of having an online course, an evergreen course, kind of came from. Mm-hmm. And then I stumbled across you, and the rest is history.
It's really interesting too. I think what's so common when we're starting our businesses, you just follow the money, right? Like wherever you can get paid, it's like, okay, that's what we'll do. And forget whether or not, like, thinking about whether it's really what we wanted to be doing. Yeah. And so what's interesting is, like, you obviously did that for a while, but then came to this place where you sort of sit back and say, hang on a second, was this what I got into this for? Am I doing what I dreamed I wanted to be doing? And so, we're going to need to pivot and shift. And I think that's so common as entrepreneurs. So tell us a little bit about that program that you launched and how that went, sort of creating it, launching it out into the world, growing an audience, all that kind of stuff.
Well, I've got various audiences already, because over 10 years you kind of build people up, particularly my email list. That's my largest audience.
Love that.
So I was quite kind of slow to the Instagram party. I'd focused more on Facebook and building my list. So Instagram is where I focus now, but that wasn't my biggest audience. So I'd always written, and I'm a qualified tutor as well, so I know about writing and creating courses kind of officially.
Right.
But I'd never created a longer term online program. So that's why I did Course Creator School, to just kind of help me think about it slightly differently, because it felt like a different beast. And so I launched the program in, I think, November last year, in 2020, and I launched it really just to my email list. And I set a founding member price.
Right.
And over the kind of launch period and a while afterwards, I got 31 people sign up pretty quickly,
which is pretty great. We talk about like 10 to 15 in your founding group, so 31 seems pretty stellar.
Yeah, and I was really pleased. I mean, because I kind of didn't know what was going to happen. I knew that I was very good at what I did, because I've trained over the years. I've trained like over 6,000 people over the last 10, 12 years, so it's not that I wasn't sure about my confidence in the delivery and the transformation I could offer people. It was offering it in a different vehicle, and people buying it who I didn't necessarily really know. So that's kind of still, I suppose, the biggest mindset shift for me is selling to strangers rather than people that I've known for a long time or we've been on various workshops before. And I guess that's where Passive Project came in, because although it's sort of similar to what I teach people, it actually, sometimes yourself, you don't know, you can't take your own advice, and it's really difficult to be objective. So I've found it very useful in that regard to get the confidence, and the community is really important there to kind of help me along that way. But yeah, it's good. And it's I'm about to do another launch actually next week, because I have changed the program. I've learned a lot.
Oh, tell us a bit about that. I'd love to hear that sort of evolution.
Yeah, well, it was very much social media focused to start with.
Okay.
But actually what I've learned myself is that that's not the thing that sets me on fire. The thing that really lights me up is helping people shift their mindsets, because you can Google how to do this stuff on Instagram or on Facebook or wherever, really. Get a few YouTube videos and you can kind of make it work. But actually, if your mindset isn't right and you're not comfortable with what you're doing, nothing's ever going to work. Right. Nothing's ever going to work. And so that's what I'm really interested in. So what I've been doing over this summer is rewriting a lot of the modules and changing the weekly coaching sessions that I offer as part of the program to be much more, what I really want to help people with. And so it's got a new name. It's now called Marketing Megastars. It didn't used to be. And it's got a new price point because there is far more value than I think I believed to start with in the program.
I love that. And just what you've said there is that is language that you can actually use when you are launching and marketing it in this whole new way, to actually speak to the fact that you could probably find the information that you need on YouTube. But what we're doing here in this program is really transformative. And here's why, and here's how it's going to allow you to maybe take that, Google University knowledge that you're going to get and apply it very differently as a business owner who has confidence in showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And also what not to do, because you know what it's like on social media. It's like, oh, you need to do reels, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, but you don't. Right. You need to do what works for you and what feels comfortable for you.
Right. So what's next in your business? You're launching this sort of evolved version of your program, which I clarify for folks, is it more of a membership style, or is it a course with kind of a beginning and an end and like a one-time fee?
It's kind of both.
Okay.
Because it's a coaching membership community. So there are lessons that people can follow. There's 5 modules of training videos that people can follow, but it's a lifetime program because the weekly coaching calls are forever. The access to me and the support is forever. Right. So they can do it in 5 weeks if they want, but they can be in it forever and take their time and let it really kind of settle with them.
Got it. Okay. And the payment structure, like you have a month to month.
I have a one-time payment. No, it's a one-time payment, or it's spread over 3 months.
Okay. So the payment structure is actually more like a course. but as you say, you continue to get value out of it. Yeah, I love that. So other than launching that coming up soon, what else is sort of next for you in your business? And can you talk folks through, I think everybody always is interested to know when people have a course, what are the other revenue streams or kind of foundational blocks of their business to make it whole? I think for you, it's like, it sounds like there's the community and then your one-on-one work. Are there any pieces of the pie that we're missing, or are those the two main channels?
Those are the two main channels, definitely. And I've streamlined things a lot so that actually I can just focus on these. I find it easier, and that's what I teach people as well, focus on one thing and it's one message and everybody knows you for that. Yes. All those two things or whatever. It's much simpler. But I do have an assortment of other bite-sized courses that people can do if they want to just kind of dive in and get specifics on camera confidence or or something like that. Then there are bite-sized, because over the years, as you can imagine, I've created an awful lot of training courses, so might as well make them available to people. Yeah,
absolutely. And what I love doing with things like that too is sometimes those things, you might forget about them. They might not even be on your website all the time. And then so you can sort of pull them up as like flash promos. And if you have this nice little bank of things, it means that all year long, you don't necessarily have to go and recreate the wheel, create new programs. Like once you get to a certain point in your business, you just have these things. Sure, they might need updating, but you can quickly do that and like pop them out because if your audience has bought one thing from you and loved it, they're going to want to keep buying other things from you because they know, like, and trust you.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I found actually, certainly with my founding members of my program, is that a lot of them, I don't know the percentage actually, but maybe half of the people, maybe just more than half, were people that I knew or had done training with me before or had been on my email list for the whole 10 years I've been in business. So it was definitely the fact that I'd been demonstrating that I was genuine and I did kind of know what I was talking about, and I can help people. This is what I try and say to people, that because everybody wants overnight success, right? And actually some of these things are such slow burns, but if you keep showing up and you keep doing the work and you keep sticking to the message and you keep the smile on your face, then that's when it all starts to pay off.
Yeah, could not agree with you more. And I think even to add to that is the consistency of showing up with that same one offer again and again and again, because to your point, some people want to just launch something once, they get excited about it, they have the creative energy, and then they kind of get bored of it and want to create something entirely new. And not that I want to squash your creative energy, but it takes time to build up brand recognition around a program. And so, you're going to be talking about Marketing Megastars for a long time to come. And there's going to be people in your audience who, in this first reiteration of your launch of Marketing Megastars, this fall is not going to be the right moment for them. They're going to hear you talk about it over and over and over. And maybe it's this time next year that they're finally like, okay, Libby, like, this is it. This is my time. Now we're going to hop in. But you had to have kept talking about it for them to remember it, be top of mind, and all of that kind of thing. So
absolutely.
Yeah, that can really be, I think, something that a lot of people sort of forget or struggle with. So if someone was sitting on the fence about joining one of my programs, so whether it's Course Creator School, Passive Project, something like that, what would you tell them? Maybe if I wasn't in the room.
Well, I've told lots of people about you. The one thing that I like, and I don't really know how to phrase this, so it is a compliment, but is that you're so ordinary, and that's meant to be. I
love that.
It's meant to be a huge compliment, and because you're approachable, you've kind of done it. You say when it's hard, you say when it's good, and then break down why it worked. And I like that transparency. I think for me, I can almost learn as much from that as I can from the tools and techniques, because like I say, I kind of know a lot of that stuff anyway, but it's just oh right, so she did that. and it just makes things sink in a little bit more. So yeah, I love your transparency. I love the fact that you talk about your family, and you've been working away in the summer with your kids, and sometimes it's just really hard.
Yes.
All of those things make a difference, but actually the fact that you've proven what you talk about is kind of important to me as well. I can see it in everything that you talk about, and you share your screenshots of, didn't have a day without income in 2020, and that's kind of stuck me. And some of the days, the income's small, right? But that's not the point. It's the, look, I've actually done this and I've achieved this, and I'll teach you how to do it too. And it's very relatable, which I do really like.
I love the ordinary comment, because you know what, when I talk about my, brand values, if that's the right word, or just like how I want to come across in my marketing and messaging and on Instagram and in my email and all that kind of stuff, that's exactly how I want people to feel. I want people to feel super welcomed as soon as they join the community, paid or not, like even if you're just joining my email list. Yeah. And feel like, we can just grab a cup of coffee and chat about this, and that it is relatable. And this isn't some far-fetched thing that has like secret layers, right? Like we're just going to put it out on the table and be really real and transparent and ordinary. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great. It really appealed to me. I mean, I can't remember when I kind of first discovered you. I guess it was the summer of 2020. I can't remember. And I think I signed up for Course Creator School probably around the September. So it wasn't long from me actually discovering you to taking that first step. So I mean, that's kind of testament, I think, to how well, I guess I was right place, right time as well, but also, sure, testament to the fact that you do put this message out that works, and that is clear, and that is honest, and that is relatable. And that's really important. And then I progressed to Passive Project, which I haven't dived into as much, but knowing it's there, and knowing that the Facebook community is there, and it is so important, because that's almost like knowing that you've got someone who will hold your hand if you're in trouble. And
that's right. There's like a safety net.
Yeah, that's worth so much.
Yeah,
so much. And that community is really good. The Passive Project community is really good.
Thanks, Libby. So where can everybody find you? You're at Libby Langley on Instagram, LibbyLangley.com. Do you have any enticing little freebies you want to mention?
Well, if LibbyLangley.com has pretty much everything on it,
okay, but
LibbyLangley.com/likes to leads will take you to a little free 4-part course that I've got available.
Awesome. All about, is that largely around Instagram, or?
No, it's about thinking differently about your social media, so that you're actually focusing on taking people on the journey from just arbitrary likes to actual people in your community.
Okay. Love it. Well, everybody go check that out. We will link to all of those things along with this video. Libby, thank you so much for taking the time today to chat.
No, it's been great. It's lovely to talk to you properly. Thank you for inviting me along.